And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the New York Times, how to talk to your relatives about politics at Thanksgiving. It's actually interactive on their website where you can provide them feedback and topics grow. I don't have, obviously, the whole thing. I printed out just some samples here. It's time for that annual American holiday tradition, awkward political conversation at the Thanksgiving dinner table. With the 2016 presidential primary campaign in full swing and public interest on the rise, the odds are good that relatives will share their thoughts with you about why one candidate will win or how another is going to destroy America. I can't tell you how to keep your family away from sensitive topics, but here are brief answers to some frequently asked questions about current events in the 2016 race. The thing that is striking about all of these is that the Washington Post and the New York Times and the DNC all assume that their readers are rational and reasonable. And it's only their family members who are the kooks and the extremists and the racists. But remember, to other family members, it's quite likely the person reading the Washington Post or the New York Times is the kook in the family. It's quite likely that the liberal reading all of these advice pieces is the real kook in the family, and the rest of the family is trying to figure out how to deal with this wacko showing up armed and loaded for bear after having read all this liberal talking point stuff to get ready for Thanksgiving dinner. Who is the kook here, by the way? So, first possible discussion subject. Will Donald Trump win? Isn't he ahead in the polls? Few observers expected Mr. Trump's early surge to last, but he's parlayed the immigration issue and extensive media coverage into a 5-month lead in the polls that shows no signs of ebbing. It's time to take seriously the possibility he could be the Republican nominee. With that said, the best research on modern primary politics suggests that party elites should eventually coalesce around the strongest alternative to Trump and defeat him. That's why betting markets currently put the chances of a Trump victory at 23% compared with Marco Rubio's 48%. So, if the subject of Trump comes up at a Thanksgiving dinner where a New York Times reader has shown up, the New York Times reader will tell the other bumpkins and wackos and weirdos in the family, hey, Trump isn't going to make it. Trump doesn't going to get anything done. Trump's a loser. He's a nutcase. The Republican establishment doesn't want him. But at the end of the day, they're all going to coalesce. They're going to choose Rubio. Rubio's going to be the nominee. And this person can act smug and conceited because the New York Times gave them inside information on what's really going to happen here in the Republican primary. Another question that comes up, says the Times, is why won't some group, pick a group name, why won't they believe the facts on, say, climate change? From climate change to the debate over Syrian refugees, there's no shortage of topics in the news that could turn the dinner conversation ugly. In general, people's factual beliefs are closely related to their political views, which makes it hard for information to change their minds, especially if they're feeling anxious or fearful. So basically, your relatives are idiots. It's not worth your time to try.